So tonight, President Biden is still off the campaign trail and out of the White House because he's recovering from COVID at his home in Delaware. But the pressure is growing for him to end his re-election bid. Despite that, Biden's campaign chair said just this morning the president will be back at it next week. Now today, two of our U.S. lawmakers from New Mexico joined that growing list of people concerned about President Biden staying in the race.
Yeah, that's right. Both Senator Martin Heinrich and Representative Gabe Vasquez are now saying that they think Biden should just step aside. Monica Logroño joins us now with how they came to this decision. Monica?
Well, Trevor, Tessa, both Senator Martin Heinrich and Representative Gabe Vasquez are praising President Biden for the work he's done in the White House and in his career. But then they both agreed it's time for someone else to lead the Democratic Party to victory this November. In a statement released this morning, Heinrich said, quote, "This moment in our nation's history calls for a focus that is bigger than any one person." Heinrich went on to say that the return of Donald Trump to the White House poses an existential danger to our democracy. We must defeat him in November, and we need a candidate who can do that. Heinrich says by passing the torch, Biden would secure his legacy and allow us to unite behind a candidate who can safeguard the future of our democracy. Now, hours later, Representative Gabe Vasquez released his statement, saying we owe the president, quote, "a great debt of gratitude for his time serving our nation, but he believes too many of our fundamental freedoms and the well-being of our nation are at risk under a Trump presidency, and President Biden should step aside to give Democrats the best opportunity to win this November." Vasquez ended by saying, regardless of who is nominated, his top priority is taking care of New Mexicans. Now, Trevor, since both their statements came out, they both faced criticism from the National Republican Congressional Committee and the Republican Party of New Mexico. We have those statements and the full delegate statements on KOB.com.
Not just criticism from Republicans, though, some disagreement within the Democratic Party, too.
Yes, Trevor, despite all of our state delegates being Democrats, they haven't been on the same page. Representative Melanie Stansbury is maintaining her stance, supporting the Biden-Harris ticket. She says right now the party needs to be unified.
What we know is that Donald Trump can never step foot at the White House ever again, and we have to rally as Democrats. We have to rally behind our candidate, and right now our candidate is Joe Biden, and we have to support our president.
I also tried reaching out to Representative Teresa Ledger Fernandez and Senator Ben Ray Lujan, but they weren't able to comment.
I mean, there was a lot of pressure on Biden and his campaign a week ago. Now it's at an even higher level. How is the campaign responding to these latest calls?
Well, today they doubled down, saying that Biden can win again.
He is tested. He has beat Donald Trump before. We have the path forward in our pathway to get to 270. And we know that Joe Biden has to do the work to reassure the American people that he's in it to win it. And he can do that. And we've seen that time in and time out.
But despite that, NBC News is reporting today members of President Biden's own family are talking about his possible exit plan from the race. They're citing two people who are familiar with the conversations who say the family is discussing how he would want to drop out on his own timing and with a carefully calculated plan. So for now, Trevor, it's just a waiting game to see if Biden drops out or if more delegates call for him to.
We're on his terms, his timetable. Some people expecting it could happen today or this weekend, and then again, it might not happen at all. Monica, thank you so much.